Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. My name is Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader. Today I have a message for Aquarius, and I've asked my guides for a message, and spirit as well. I've asked them for a message that will be deeply positive as well as beneficial for you this week as you navigate your journey. If you are new to this channel, welcome. I am so glad you're here. I strongly encourage you to subscribe to this channel so that you can stay in contact with this high vibration guidance every week to consistently help you move forward. And if you're returning, you are so appreciated. I really enjoy doing these readings for you. Look forward to them all week. And I can't wait to get started because Aquarius, there's some stuff going on, right? there's some things going on. The universe is presenting you with this Nine of Swords energy. This is the energy, traditionally this card talks about nightmares and headaches and anxieties, things that keep you awake at night, that don't allow you to sleep. And what does that mean? This is things that sabotage you, pull you away from your healing, those thought wheels, the worry, and I want to say kind of the unexpressed energy, the unexpressed emotional energy that somehow gets whirled around into thoughts and they keep going and going and going. So, and you feel like sometimes your head will explode. So what I also, okay, let me show you the next card and then I'll tell you what they were saying to me before. You are responding with the Ace of Wands. You're wanting to shed light on the situation and you want to do something about it. So that's good. You know, the universe brings up these shadows perhaps for you so that you can choose to move forward or not. But you know, you're responding with the fire rather than with the emotion of compassion for yourself and empathy. So I just wanted to throw that out there because there's the desire to push something forward, to do something, and it's like to understand the truth, but it's through kind of an impulsiveness rather than a level-headed rationalness. You're just like, I want to get this done. I want to get this done. Now, what I found really interesting is that there's like a cleft or a channel here. There's a space here, and then you look at her knees, and there's that same idea of channel. And some of the universe, what the universe is saying to you is watch what you're channeling. Watch what you're being a channel for. So a channel is a passageway, right? Where energy or water or whatever a passageway where something can pass through. The channel itself is neutral. So it's going to admit whatever comes through. It doesn't care if it's a water channel. It doesn't care if it's clean water or dirty water. It's going to let that through. Part of this thing here, this loop that seems to be happening, is that there's an unawareness or, I hate to use this word, but they're giving it to me, an unwillingness to really look at what you're channeling and to understand that you actually keep inviting this cycle. It's weird. I wasn't feeling this before, but I'm being compelled to do this. Like it's a circle. So it's like there's our anxieties. You want to do something more about them, and that brings up more. And you're just kind of stuck here because you're allowing this negative stuff to sit with you instead of get out of you. So let's look at more stories about this and why this has happened. We've got the Three of Cups going into the Five of Cups, going into the Six of Swords. Let's talk about these for a sec. I mean, literally, we're talking about losing people, losing the energy of certain people from your life. So maybe a community or people that you felt connected to, people that you like to have a good time with, or maybe also the spirit of creativity. It's feeling like this three is also symbolic of some kind of social creative endeavor. And we get to this next card and look, 3 cups are overturned. So like the party's over. They're gone. The cups are spilled. They're no longer gold. They're this weird gray color. It's like they've tarnished. The time is done. And this figure is so desolate, is so devastated by all of this. It can't see, all it sees is the loss. He's watching this, I think it's a stoat or a weasel or an otter or something, is trying to catch a fish. And he's identifying with the fish, but he's identifying with it in a, I hate this word, in a victim-y kind of way, like, oh, poor fish, look what's happening to the fish, this poor thing. But a fish is a symbol of spiritual transformation, and the shamans believe that you became what you ate. So when this otter or whatever this creature is going to eat that fish, it becomes imbibed with the wisdom of what it means to be a fish. So what does this mean? When you change, when something in your world shifts or changes and you have to let go, it's because you're being imbibed or filled with a new creative energy that sends you into a new place, changes you into a new person, gives you new things to do, gives you a new purpose in life. And interesting, 2 cups are full. So if we're again talking about that metaphor of people that you've left behind, there are relationships that are available for you. And the cups are full. They're full of love. It's not overturned. It's not overspilling. And also, the emotion is managed, right? It's contained. It's still. It's calm. That's the positive side of emotion. When emotion is too like this, we can't navigate it easily. And we can't navigate it effectively. That whole thing, and it's because it also churns up the mind. When your emotions are out of whack, they tend to feed this circle in the mind, like we were talking about with this card here. They feed this circle that gives you all these thoughts that are like, ah! And it's a vicious circle, you know? So there's a chance to have not only relationships that are better, more stable, but also that idea of that relationship with your emotion to be more stable and to be more clear, more reflective rather than reactive. But this figure does not want to have anything to do with that right now. So the universe gives you this card. Now, I'm trying to figure out how I drew them. It's this way. Okay, it's saying on the other side of this, again, everything you're turning your back to is this here, the 6 of Swords. So we've got a woman in the boat with a protector figure, that male figure, and then the person pushing the boat forward. And isn't it funny that there's 2 relationships here, right? 2 cups, 2 relationships. You've got the person acting, the woman, and then there's 2 relationships, the protector and the one that moves forward. I'm feeling like right now, this figure in the back here, he's shadowy. It's that animus figure that pushes you in the direction you need to go. So sometimes that feminine energy gets so wallowed in the emotion, it gets so lost in everything that's happening, it doesn't know how to move forward. And there's a part of us, the proper masculine energy, that kind of shines the light saying, okay, here's where we are, here's where your soul goes. And that's what he's doing. He's helping you navigate. This is amazing. He's helping you navigate across this water in a way that's very healing, and it's a way that helps you really transform and come to terms with this whole process. Like I said, this water is healing, it's green, and it's so clear that you can see the reflection of the boat. So you can even see the journey, you can see the process, and it leads into this. It's kind of hard to tell if the sun is going down. I'm going to say the sun is going down. So it's like the sun is going down on that phase of life, and you're navigating through it in a healing manner. But all of that is behind your back, and the key is what we talked about before. What are you being a channel for? Are you allowing things to flow out of you? Are you allowing it to flow back in and stay with you? Or are you allowing the negative to flow out and the positive to flow in? So it's, what are you doing with the channels in your body? The mind is a channel, the emotional body is a channel. How are you navigating that? Because either you're focusing on the loss of this community, this self, this creativity, or you're going to decide to turn around and go with the healing and the positive, nurturing relationships and emotions that are behind you, and to move through them in a way that is much more beneficial for you. I hope all that came through. It's so clear what's going on here about the particular relationships you have with one thing or another. Interesting thing is that this is Swords, and this is the counterpart to this 9. So in number world, 9 and 6 is the same figure. It's just one is upside down and the other one is right side up, depending on whose vantage point you're looking at. So 9 and 6 are the same number, but upside down. So they're saying transform through whatever you're using your channel as. Correct use of your channel will transform this 9 into a 6. The healing. So these 9 swords are transformed into the 6 swords. And these 6 swords are at the ready. They're there supporting. They're not hanging over your head, like that anxiety, that worry hanging over your head. These are right there with you, ready to protect you. And it's almost like they look at first glance like oars, like they could help propel you forward if you use them correctly. And the way to use them correctly, paradoxically, is actually not to use them. To let that mind just settle and be quiet, because when the mind settles and is quiet, the emotions settle and are quiet. When the mind is quiet, the emotions can process out. So a lot of different concepts in here. If it made sense to you, awesome. And if it didn't, please reach out in the comments. And there's one thing else they want me to say. Okay. So there's an element of hope in this healing that they don't want you to miss. There's she is looking forward with kind of, she's not sure where they're going, but she's anticipating it's going to be good. And they're saying you need to have that spirit. That's what needs to be filling you right now, instead of the dread and the anxiety and that they're saying, anticipate good things, anticipate hope, anticipate that this correct direction is going to bring you the beautiful things you want. Anticipate with hope is what they're saying. So, okay. All right, so if you have questions, again, please reach out. And I I invite you to visit my website, trueguidancetarot.com. I offer one-on-one intuitive readings over Zoom, and I also have an extended program for those of you that are on the spiritual journey that need more help, need more check-in every week. So I look forward to seeing you next time, and have a great week.